making hay. I'm Trevor Bales. Welcome to Bales Hay Farm and Ranch Show. I got a haircut. Looks pretty okay. Well, real quick, I had to make a run by the house. I had to buy a door from Lowe's. They're gonna paint it. That's all they had. I got all the stuff. There's Joel. Hey, Joel.
Hi, how's it going?
It's a pretty sweet pistol.
Yeah, it does the job.
Does the job. So what's different? These are all new doors, and they've got blinds inside of them. Where I don't know how. Oh, here we go. This thing goes up and down, and they let light in and out. They're blinds. Because the old doors had a bunch of dog claw marks. I don't think you saw this last. This wall, there was a doorway right there. Just knocked all that wall down. So now this living room opens up into the kitchen, which is pretty nice. Because this kitchen is pretty small. With this wall here, it was awfully small. So this opens it up into the living room. There was a refrigerator here. This will all be the pantry. The refrigerator is going to go right here. So it'll be sweet. I can be watching TV and jump up and grab a cold Dr. Pepper. This was a wall. It had a window, so that window's out. I'm going to pour some concrete because I don't like pavers. We'll put in like a spot to drink coffee and watch the sun come up and romantic stuff like that. I'm going to put a colored tin shade off that, so there'll be some shade on that door, so it's not just getting pounded by the sun. That'll be nice. I'm thinking about moving this fence, putting it up over there, so then Nicole can park right here, and then she gets into the kitchen after grocery shopping, just because she has to walk from the other end to get to the kitchen. So this is a very Western thing. I don't really know what this. Oh well. What's this style of house called again? This style of house where it's got the big pop outs and square.
What's the style?
Yeah. Santa Fe. This is called a Santa Fe. So if you look on the outside, the wall goes straight across from here out to in front of the kitchen. But if you come in here, there's this almost 2-foot space. So there's just this big space of nothingness in that wall. And that goes around the whole house. So in the bathroom, this wall right here is not load bearing. It's the wall that's actually that goes outside that's load bearing. So in the bathroom, in the master bath, we took that wall out to add another 2 foot to the bathroom, because that wall popped all the way out like right here. So now we're gonna have to get a whole 2 foot onto the shower and 2 foot onto the vanity as well. He's actually gonna put a little bit smaller window in, because the shower is gonna come this way as well. So we'll have a smaller window, but it'll still be the same height. That'll be nice. And there were windows right here. This popped out because it's super strange. So we're gonna get a real big window right here, and he's gonna cover this window up because the bed would be too close to that wall. So this is gonna go over, and then we can cheat the bed over this way a little bit. But then because the wall pops out, we're gonna have some shelves right here for linens and sheets and things like that. The sheets. Anyways, then the other room. There was just a single door. This was a garage door. If you remember, this was a garage. He turned. Oh wow, that's a big. Oh, two pieces, not one. Anyways, there was just one door right here, and he's gonna put the double doors right there, which I like because I'm gonna have to bring my safe in here, bring a couch in here. So double doors are nice. You want to see something terrible? With the gophers, either ground squirrels or gophers got in. Like you kick that wall in, there's just dirt. There's just dirt everywhere. But look at, from turning this into from a garage to a room, you have these really weird space. That weird space, but we just might put shelves in there or put a door on it. I don't know. Turn it into a closet. Who knows? But it's kind of a weird room, but it's nice. It's extra space. This house doesn't have a lot of extra space. Everything else hasn't changed. I put a hole. I tore out the concrete, whatever backing for the shower. I had to hit it with the sledgehammer, and it went through the wall in a couple spots. Because I'm super strong. Well, what do you think? Oh, here's the laundry room.
Coming up along.
Coming along. What's the name of your company again? JP's
Contracting.
JP's Contracting. He's local, so if you're in Washington or somewhere, he's not going to help you. He's just this area, Phoenix, Arizona.
We can. I have to make a trip with it.
Yeah, it's probably cooler. He's sweating. It's super humid today. The monsoon came in early. There's clouds everywhere. It's terrible. So they're in here sweating. It's not terribly hot, but it's humid. But I'm excited about this kitchen, this open area, and these doors. I think I'm really gonna like these doors. My mom, who has no vision, was like, I don't know why you want a door there. I was like, well, I do. So we're putting it in right out to the backyard. So if you got to yell at Henry because he's beating up on Tucker, which I think it's going to be the opposite. Tucker's almost weighs as much as Henry now. I think it's going to be Tucker beating up on Henry. Nicole can just walk right out and yell at him, or not. Just let it keep going. I don't know. That's like the 5th dumpster. Ugh. Right on. So yeah, Santa Fe style, square, flat roof, which flat roofs suck. Don't ever build a flat roof because water sits on flat surfaces. Alrighty, well, it's a house update. Stove, big window with a sink, and a washing machine, a dishwasher, and a refrigerator. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, I gotta go test some hay now. Kind of wanted to get a nicer door, but everyone's out of everything, right? That's it. What everyone says everywhere. We're out. They need that door. He got the other doors in. Want to lock it up. Okay, time to go test some hay. Ooh, that's Brian. I'm out at my father-in-law's farm. I've got to deal with him where I buy a lot of his big bales. We also come in and custom harvest, and do small bales. When I do big bales, I'm competing with export hay, so hay that's going out of the country. And so I come out here and I test it. I take samples of all the hay. I mail it into a place, and they check the relative feed value, protein. They just do a run on all the typical stuff. If it tests a certain amount, we know what the exporters pay. If it does, and wherever it tests, the exporters have a grade or a matrix they follow wherever it tests. And that's how I know what to pay him. I don't want to short him on anything. I want him to make as much money as he possibly can. So instead of going what I think the market is, I just go directly off the export numbers. There's his they're hauling. They just baled this morning, so they're hauling him now. But this hay looks pretty good. It's probably already its 4th cutting. I don't think it'll test super high. Here's the truck. I found him at auction. Kind of cool. Brand new bed on it. So the other machine stacks the hay. This machine only picks it up and moves it. He doesn't stack it and put it together. You can use it with round bales, square bales, small bales. Bump. Down. I hope the OT number's on there. They need to take that off. All right, let's go look at. I got one more stack to take some samples of. So some of this stuff is pretty fine stem and newer hay. It actually might test 170 yet. I don't know. It might not. Which if it does, the dairy would like to keep it for themselves too. They do need good hay. You guys need a barn update. It's been a while. So we've been stacking hay in the barns. This year's been very, very difficult. We've lost a lot of acres. See, they're stacking hay. We've lost a lot of acres. Two things. One, farmers are selling property out in on the edge of Phoenix, or the edge of the suburbs of Phoenix, and they're coming out here and they're 1031 money and buying more property. Now it's property that's selling for prices we can't afford to buy to keep farming. So we're just losing lease properties to other farmers, and or a lot of it is gone to warehouses and or houses. That part sucks. I hate seeing good farm ground go to a house. So anyways, I've had to buy a lot more hay than I've ever had to buy this year, just because we don't have the acres, but that's how it goes. There's Leonard unloading a truck, putting it in this barn. This barn's half number one and half premium. This stuff is just a solid number one. This is the back side of the bale, but you can see it has good leaf in it. Here's the front side, or the other side. Good leaf. The only thing that makes it not premium is the stem size, but it's not bad. We just charge a premium price for premium hay. Real nice number one. Real nice number one. Walk down the side of the barn, I can show you some premium stuff. But part of my job is managing these barns and knowing where what is, how much of what is in it, and how much it costs to get it there. Stuff like that. I don't know. It's science. It's boring, but it's science. It's my life. Where's this premium at? We're past halfway. Whoops. Well, I don't know. This stuff is pretty. It sat out here for a while, but it's super leafy. Pretty small stemmed as well. I think that starts somewhere around here. I don't remember, but it's hard to. This stuff is real nice. Anyways, this number one. This barn's almost full. It's got 2 poles empty. So that's 12. That's 12 loads. This barn is all ryegrass alfalfa mix. That barn 8 right there is half number 2 alfalfa. Let's go look at it. These are oddball stacks that won't fit in a barn or don't get put in a barn, and he runs around and picks them up and takes them to the barn where we sell it by the bale. Barn 8, this is our number 2. This whole barn I actually had to just purchase all this hay. So it's bigger stemmed, quite a bit drier. The color's green, but it's just not awesome. It's a solid number 2. Prices are outrageous right now, guys. All they have to do is get in a bale, and they're going to get a lot of money for it. I think this stuff, I purchased this whole barn, cost me about $340 a ton. That does not include freight. Oh, it's half the barn. That does not include freight on getting it here. That's just what it costs at the field. So now I got to spend $15 to $20 a ton in squeezes and semis. So that sucks. So this barn is half number 2. The other half, I've got some kind of Bermuda in it. I needed a barn to just set some Bermuda down back when we got really, really low and everybody was out. So it's got some oddball Bermuda in it, which I need to clean this stuff up, but Leonard's busy all the time, so he can't hardly clean stuff up. The other squeeze is busy all the time. It can't help. I'm waiting on a third squeeze right now. I've got a used one somewhat purchased from a guy. Then I can really help out, especially in the mornings, just running around cleaning stuff up. I'm a little bit picky about the hay barns, like because I manage where everything is and where it goes. I've got like a strategic plan, loosely strategic plan, but that's why I really like to start barns halfway. Start at the halfway point and then work your way toward the front. That is a few things. One, I used to start at one end and then work my way back. Well, then your squeeze is driving down the whole length of the barn. And what I did to get past that is I sloped the barns on the side so you could drive into this barn at any point and then work your way back. But I like starting halfway. Then I can, like in this case, I'm using the barn the way it's meant to be, stacking hay in it. But at this side, I've got this area that I can kind of mix match hay or put stuff. But it does need to get cleaned up. You can see there's a few different qualities in here. Let's see. Yellow. Yeah, it's like a number 2. It's not as green as I was hoping it would be. That stuff's pretty nice. You see the 2 different green colors. It's funny how that happens. This is like a deep green. Over number 2, it's got a lot of brown striping in it. This is a different kind of green. I guess closer to number 1. That stuff's a number 2. Number 2. I got to keep track of all this stuff, which I'm terrible at. I keep a notepad. I try to write everything down in, but that doesn't go super well all the time. That barn is all number 1. That's 10. 11 is half Bermuda. The other side of it is half number 1. So this is barn 10. You can see the hay is very similar to that other barn. Barn 9. A lot of the hay sometimes looks the same, but we only have so much space in one barn, so we got to stack it. So I'll have 2 barns where the hay is almost the same. That barn is also all number 1, which is nice. I'm gonna have 3 barns full of number 1, which that was the point of buying these steamers, is to have, instead of having 1 barn with number 1 in it, the idea is to have 4 out of 10 barns have 6 or 7 of them all number 1 alfalfa. So that's the goal. So I buy this Bermuda out of California. That's a full stack. That's a 3/4 stack, they call it. They can't use cheaters on the front trailer. They can use cheaters on the back. So they have 4 full stacks in the back and then 3 1/4 on the front trailer. And this, it makes these terrible, awful little tiny stacks. They just cause problems. They fall down a lot. I hate them, but that's the law. So there's no real way around it. I hate it. So barn 12 is completely full. Barn 13 is completely empty. Kind of saving that. We're about to hammer out a little over 500 acres of my father-in-law's. I'm thinking I might just put it all in there. I still need to kind of go through it. If we have some stuff that for some reason is really ugly, I'll need to separate it. But when you look at this barn, half of 8 is empty. All of 13 is empty. All of 5 is pretty much empty. Half of 6 is empty. So I still got 2. I still have 2.5 completely empty barns, right? All of 13 is open. Half of 8, and then half of 6, and then all of 5. So I've got like 3 fully full 3 empty barns, which it doesn't feel like I have 3 empty barns, but once I start moving stuff around, it'll get that way. I have space for 3 barns, but every barn has something in it. Like barn 5 has some big bales in it. I've been trying to move that stuff out slowly. Barn 6 has a quarter. It's about a quarter full. I said half earlier, but it's about a quarter. But I guess if you take the little bit that's in 5 and put it in there, it makes it seem like it's half full. You guys want to see some really pretty big bales? Ooh, that's nice. All these leaves. I just sell this stuff. It's kind of sold. I need to remind the guy he said he wanted it. Ooh. I think that stuff might go to Georgia or Louisiana. I forget where he said it was going to go. It's going to go somewhere. So all that stuff is pretty much sold as well. I need to move it out and set it to where I can. I usually put big bales on the eaves, under the edges of the barns, and I need to bring those out, and that'll essentially give me this whole. I'm buying a lot of hay. There's a guy with a bunch of acres, and I'm buying all of his hay. I'm thinking about putting all of his hay in this barn. That makes it easier. Makes it easier on the accounting side of things, on the inventory side of things. Just that whole barn costs this much. Every bale from this specific grower went there. But then it gets kind of tricky when it comes time to pulling it out, that the quality changes throughout the barn, but whatever. Then there's barn 4. It's completely full, and it's all like a number 2. It's not super awesome. I'm hedging against the fact that I think there's going to be a shortage next spring, so all this number 2 will come in and it'll sell. I won't lose money. It's not going to be a huge money maker. If I had barns full of premium, that would be, but this is mostly just to keep customers with hay. The reality of it is, a lot of times we're just trading dollars. We're just keeping hay to keep customers happy. Like I said, if this was awesome hay, we'd be able to make a lot of money on it, or not even a lot, but because this is like a number 2, it's always going to be a number 2. It will never be an awesome number 1, so it just always has that against it. But I'll have hay in the January, February, March, April, when we're still low. So that's the goal, is just not run out of hay, and hopefully make money on the fancy hay. That's what pays. It's just kind of like I said, it's just trading dollars essentially. But it was so expensive. Hopefully we don't lose dollars on it. Did he lose some, or did it already look like that? I don't know. He did just make a big left-hand turn, and that's the right side. That's the side it would have fallen off of. Huh. I'll have to walk around and look. If he lost it, we're going to have to give him a hard time.